Anyone have a question?
Hi, Stuart.
Yeah, hi, Larry.
I know you've often talked that as we do the inner work and build a stronger chakra system, that our external reality will shift. Um, I wanted to ask if you can go into more detail about creating our reality.
Well, it's a very simple thing, Larry. Look, the world that we see outside ourselves, that which we, sometimes call reality, is really nothing more than a reflection of our inner life. The more confused our inner life is, and the less stable it is, and the less foundation it has, and the heart is in, and there's all that tension, and that's the kind of confusion that we see in the world. When we get clear inside and we build the kind of system I always talk about, the way we perceive the world is different. Everything becomes a teacher. Everything is telling us exactly what we need to do to grow every day. So what really is illusion and just a reflection of our inner life becomes a reality by being a teacher, by being something we can open to, befriend, and we can really allow to guide us in our daily life. Because what we see outside ourselves is really just a reflection of our inner life. It's a mirror. It's a mirror of exactly who and what we are as human beings. And if we see a lot of anger in the world and a lot of, as we start getting over ourselves, all of that diminishes. And we don't get swept away in all of the madness and soap opera and insanity that goes on in the world. Because basically what we're seeing is 7 billion people each seeing a different reality, and everybody trying to fit everybody else into their reality. It's mostly just theater of the absurd. So we need to learn to build that kind of inner life. It transforms the outer world. Not that the outer world is any different. We see it differently. Understand? Our inner world becomes clear enough to see what is real, what is an illusion, how to, deal with a world that, where you have 7 billion people each seeing their own unique reality. I keep telling you, I've been reading this book called Don Quixote, which is extraordinary because it's all about alternate reality, how people manufacture their own reality. The main character, he's funny as hell, but his whole basis is manufacturing his own reality that everybody kind of sees as humorous, or as Sancho Panza sees as something that can benefit Sancho's. We all see the world as we see it. And as we change inside, it's amazing how the world changes. And not that it changes, we just see it differently. We're able to make it work for us. And by that, I mean, not that we make more money or it works for us because it helps us to grow and teaches us what we have to do to have a spiritual life. Nobody teaches this kind of thing. Yeah, they did in the Bhagavad Gita, the great books. They all taught this. The great literary writers, they perceived the world that way. The great artists, like the Impressionists and people like that, they perceived a unique reality. But most people walk around blinded, It's like in King Lear, you know, you have, you know, what's Lear, who's completely mad, leading Edinburgh, who's blind, you know, in the middle of a storm on the white cliffs of Dover, you know, at the edge, you know, I mean, that's basically the greatest metaphor I ever read about the way this world functions. And it always functions for us that way until we get strong enough to perceive the reality in a different way, without judging it, without being right, without being wrong, without having anxiety and fear and guilt. And we see what's there, and then it teaches us how we can live our lives. That's where that fine point is between what's an illusion and a reality. It's the same exact thing. It's reality according to the way we perceive it. And if we perceive it with an open heart, with foundation, with balance, with clarity, the mind quiet, you understand, it becomes a different pathway through reality. This is not hard to understand, it's very hard to do. Because we get swept away in the brain and thinking and this kind of rational, logical way of interpreting life, what's best for us, right, wrong. It's all polarity. It's good, bad, right, wrong, positive, negative, black, white. That's how people perceive the world. And that's why there's so much craziness in the world. And if you see it with clarity, it becomes a divine comedy. It really does. It becomes, I mean, the whole reality changes. It becomes something wonderful to look at, something miraculous. You know, the world is a stage. It is. It's a bunch of people plodding around on a stage. Most of them are blind and deaf and dumb and following leaders that are insane, until people grow enough inside themselves to where they can perceive the difference between what's real and what's an illusion. I mean, I could have a lot of trouble for talking about stuff like this. I mean, it would completely revolutionize life if people suddenly we'd have a place that people could live without all this craziness going on. But it's really a good thing to learn, because no matter where you live, it's the same alternate reality. It's the same way people, whether it's in Dutch or Flemish or French or, you know, Polish or whatever, it's the same, the people perceive the world this way. And our work is to just get open inside, to build a system inside ourselves that transforms what we see. And as I've said 5 times already, the things don't change. The way we see them changes. How they affect us changes. How they educate us changes. You know, people keep coming late here. Does anyone else have a, is that clear? I hope that's clear. It's, what's going on? You know, people haven't changed their clocks, you know. Katerina, you've come for the last 6 minutes of the class. You got to realize I'm on a different time schedule here in the United States. They move my clock forward. Same thing with you, Avram. They move my clock forward. So you've come for the, and other persons, they're tuning in.
Really? How come?
Yeah, It's 1 hour later here. So, you know, so there's only anyway.
What happened?
What happened? I don't know. Ask the government of my country. They'll tell you what happened. They just changed the time.
It is the summertime.
Yeah. So please, all of you, check what time it is on the East Coast of the United States so you'll know what time it is where you're living. Because I have three, one in Greece, one in Israel, two in Israel that have just come. And bless you, I love to see your faces, but it's the last 3 minutes of the class.
I'm really sorry. No, I don't know.
All right, don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
I forgot about it. You said that we need to look before.
Yeah, please check.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? You just missed a very good talk about reality and illusion, and really, it was very good. Sorry you missed it.
You'll find it in Facebook.
Excuse me?
You
Oh
can
yeah,
find
taped. You can hear it if you want. You can go to Facebook or.
Oh yeah.
And you can hear what I spoke about. It's very good. It'd be something that really is educational. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, I'm sorry you made only the last few minutes. I can't do anything. Anyway, God bless you all. Again, thank you for being here. There'll be a class, on Wednesday, Thursday. And I can't tell you how grateful I am to do this with all of you and share my life with you. And so bless you all. And I hope to see you all at the right time on Thursday. So bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.